month, NASM is giving you free courses. That's right, free courses each month just for being part of the NASM family. Learn about everything ranging from nutrition to strength, weight loss to stress relief, and everything in between. Click the link in the bio for information and to claim your free course before they're gone.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Welcome to our We Speak series here on the AFA channel as we wrap up today with our final episode, talking to our AFA community of group fitness instructors and personal trainers. Once again, my name is Katrina Pilkington, and I'm so grateful to be here hanging out with you as we just talk to our community about the different things we've learned, how we've evolved in our careers, and just kind of what's going on right now in order to help us be more servant-like in our communities with fitness and wellness. So today, our topic's going to be all about what have my clients or students taught me. Definitely all of us are in that growth mindset, right? We teach and we train, but we don't do it solely to project information out. We're looking to get back something from our community to keep us moving forward. And so today we're going to really dive into thinking about what inclusivity has done in your world, in your circle of influence, and what those types of experiences, conversations, classes have taught you from the other perspective of your students. And however that's evolved for you, we would love your commentary if you want to chat and engage with us. My lovely producer behind the scenes will let me know if there's commentary or questions to respond to. Today, I'm joined by two of my favorite friends to hang out with, as you're kind of like a fly on the wall with us, Dee and Alexis. Good afternoon. I almost said good morning. I didn't.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hey, Kat. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing awesome. It's been really funny as everybody was asking that questions. I feel like a year ago, I was kind of not bored, but just kind of like, and now I'm really busy, but in the best way. I don't know if the two of you feel the same way.
Yeah, it's like I get to be busy, but now it's in the ways that I want to be busy versus before, where it was like a crazy schedule and I wasn't necessarily loving it.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? I mean, before we start just talking, because I feel like we're just going to pretend like nobody's in the room with us. I just want to reintroduce Dee and Alexis, as they both have been here on this show with me before, and just want to give them a couple of minutes to briefly talk about what they do in the fitness industry and kind of what does your schedule look like right now? What are you doing?
Go ahead, Lex.
Oh, okay. My schedule now, I feel like since the last time we chatted, it's just doubled. So now I'm teaching 5 cycle classes a week. I am teaching yoga classes, power yoga classes, a format called Hit and Flow that's part power yoga, part hit moves with gliders. And that's just my fitness life. I work a full-time job in marketing. And so I'm busy.
Okay. It's always, I think somebody said it to me last week, it's better to be busy than it is to be broke.
That's true.
What about you, Dee?
So yeah, my name's Dee. I am a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor. I help women reclaim their temple, and I do it through personal training and live group fitness classes that are virtual. I think since the last time we talked, I have really jumped into the virtual group training. I also teach Hit and Flow like Lex. I have 3 classes that I teach a week, and I'm like Lex. I love it because it's on my schedule. Before all of this happened, I was at the mercy of a gym. I was teaching 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day, and I was burnt, like burning the candles at both ends. So it's so nice to have the freedom to do what I love, and to just create a community online.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel like to the point of what we talked about before, being super busy. I'm busy, but I do feel like it's more on my terms and my schedule, and I'm able to fluctuate around the things I have going on at home that have tended to overlap during this time of COVID in 2020, 2021. So yeah, very much like yourself, just readjusting, what I've been doing. So I know the two of you have been teaching a ton, which we're going to tap into, but I have been the slacker in that department, not teaching in a very long time, and I really miss it, but kind of teaching in different ways and I'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, so the two of you have been doing a lot of teaching online. Also, I've seen a shift with both, not shift, but like an addition maybe to some new, modalities and skills. why do you feel like I know that Alexis, you're like the spinning queen. I just like to take classes. I don't do them. So why the addition of skill set and changes? Is it because of clients? Is it because you want to?
You can answer first, Dee.
Yeah, I'll totally tackle that. So when I started when I started group fitness training, I was doing anything and everything. And then I kind of got stuck in strength. It was something that I really became passionate about, but I always loved movement. I just love movement. So during this time, I've been able to, because I've had more time, and again, like you said, it's on my own terms, I've been able to explore more different types of movement, and I am really falling in love with just movement in general. So I'm just really trying to, and just share with people, because I feel like people feel that like there's certain categories, there's cardio, there's strength, but just share with people there's so many different ways for you to move and enjoy it and love it. So that's pretty much why I've been exploring and just trying new classes, getting more certs, and doing different things.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about that on this show, about overtraining, and I think everybody was stuck in just the grind, which, not to say we're not grinding, it's just a different type of grind now where it's more purpose driven. I know for me, that's how I feel. So definitely focusing on our purpose, but doing it in a more cohesive way. That's just not throwing spaghetti in a wall. I feel like a lot of us did before. Is that the same for you, Alexis? I mean, you're still spinning currently.
Yeah, I'm still spinning. I'm spinning even more now. But yeah, for me, I started, I got additional certifications during this whole crazy time because I needed an outlet. And then I just loved it. I was like, what else can I learn? I want to learn something else. What's this new thing? What's another cert I can get? And I love learning just in general. I try to learn something new every day. And so with fitness, I found that, while things can be very different as far as the physical activity, that they're like pieces of a puzzle, and they all go, and that puzzle being your body, right? So they really have helped me, like even just getting a bar certification, for example, really helps me with teaching cycle classes, and in different ways, and challenging me to grow and how I'm cueing and that sort of thing. But yeah, I've been grinding. I've been grinding, but it's been a more fun grind for me.
So maybe that's our takeaway from today's episode. Enjoy the fun grind and take breaks. I know that I'm coming upon like interim graduation in grad school still. And so I know for me, probably the reason why I haven't been teaching is because I've been in school, and then also focusing on the nutrition element. I know very much like the two of you that looking at my client pool and the people that I aim to serve, I was like, how can I be more purposeful in what I serve and how I can serve them with my skill set? So kind of taking a step back from the fitness part just for me and focusing on nutrition and teaching people tangible, simple ways to live well, and also creating more human connection through equity work. So yeah, definitely has been a shift for all of us, but I am loving the shift that I've seen, because I've seen the two of you definitely flourish in the community and also lead others a lot more mentor-like versus us seeing it as like we're teaching and instructing. We become now mentors even for new instructors too.
And you keep saying that you're not in the fitness realm, but I feel like what you're doing is so pivotal for us as instructors, especially with the age range, especially in group fitness. I think you're teaching us maybe not, reps and, sets, right, but I feel like you're teaching us the foundation of how to make our atmosphere and community just more inclusive and just more equitable for everybody. So you're still doing stuff. Don't discredit that at all. You're doing great work.
Still work out, just not in front of others. It's
exactly.
So thinking about all the things we've learned, like I've learned so much just from the two of you and from my community and the people that I serve and the people that I teach in experiences and workshops. What are, as we start to let our brains think about those memories and people that could still be in our lives, what are some relevant stories or scenarios the two of you can think about that have really lended towards progressing your career and your mindset with inclusivity of others solely because of a conversation or an interaction or friendship or just learning about somebody probably perhaps most different from you?
So I had a really fun drill that I came up with a few weeks ago, actually. And I had a vision of how I thought this activity was going to work. And of course, it never goes the way you plan it. Right. Especially if you plan it, it really never goes that way. But I had this drill where when everybody got into the classroom, I had them ask a yes or no question, and I wrote it down. And then in the middle of class, I had us do a drill, and I pulled the questions out. And if you said yes, then you stood up or you added resistance or whatever. If you said no, you didn't do anything. And the types of questions that people asked and the answers, who said yes, who said no. And then the conversations that happened after class, like, hey, I saw you said you're not from this area. Where are you from? Or, you said you've traveled to more than 5 countries. Where did you go? And that sort of connection. And it was just something I didn't expect to happen. I just wanted them to stay engaged in a drill.
Right.
It helped them connect with each other. And many of them now talk to each other after class. And that might be the only person outside of their household they talk to each week. So that was something really special and really fun.
Yeah, it's interesting because you never quite, you get into the mode of just, not just teaching, but teaching and getting into like your start times, et cetera, not realizing, wow, community is a huge component of what this is. And even though people are virtual right now, they're connecting with Instagram and email and messaging and texting, and how even if somebody just gets one person's phone number, for me, I've seen them show up a lot more than they would being left to their own devices. And probably I'm speaking for myself. What about you, Dee?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that I truly craved at the beginning of this pandemic, is the community that I had built at my gym, because it was one of those things like Friday nights, we'd all go out or doing activities outside of class. And so it was really hard for me to kind of translate that virtually, because it's like log in, do your thing, log out. So I know having a Facebook group has been really great in just fostering that community. And I feel like people, like, that's why you go to group classes, because you need the accountability, and you have a bunch of goal-driven people all in the same room.
Right.
So trying to translate the real interaction into virtual, I feel like was a little transition. But now that I have it, it's really great for these people to check in with each other, like, hey, I did the workout, did you? And those type of things, so that they're still feeling connected, even though we're disconnected.
That's so true. And I will be honest, I've sat there many a times thinking to myself, I just need to delete my Facebook. I don't need this. I don't need this to add another task item to my to-do list every day. However, the only reason why I don't is because I use it to remain connected with different Facebook groups or different communities. Or if people DM me sometimes in messages, I want to make sure that I'm not completely unavailable, because everybody has their different mode of communication, right? Whether it's email, Instagram, text, or Facebook. And we have to be mindful that as leaders, instead of assuming everybody is just like us, to your point. I know for me that doing the work I do, even those that I talk to that are most different from me, I have learned very much so that the reason why people are the way they are is not because they choose to be that way, if that makes sense. So if someone is of a different mindset from me, and I go to teach an equity training, even in the fitness space, and they want to have a conversation with me about BMI, which has been the hot topic as of late, I have to understand, okay, where is this stemming from, right? Is this something that's just because they want to use a BMI tracker or a BMI calculator? No, it's probably because they were trained in this modality when we first became certified, maybe over a decade ago. And how can I bring in information and recency to help this person now be an even better instructor and trainer, using more objective assessment moving forward and kind of shifting the game a little bit. So, possibly, Alexis, have you experienced like a specific scenario with somebody very, very different from you, where you thought maybe you made an assumption about why they thought a certain way, come to find out there was some kind of common ground you two had there?
I've had this experience in classes where somebody comes to me at the beginning of class with a thought about what the music's going to be like, or what the class is going to be like, and I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, and at first it's like off-putting. It's like, man, this person is not coming to this with open arms. But by the end, after class, we talk, and they explain to me, like, I've been injured. I didn't say it before because I was nervous,
right.
or I just lost a family member, or something like that, and then you can sort of find that common ground. Well, how can we work together to make your next experience better? Or tell me what you thought about this experience, or how can I approach you differently next time? So yeah, I mean, and I think just in everyday life that happens, where we may make an assumption, and I like to think that we are all different from day to day, right? I might be having a good day today. I might have a bad day tomorrow. And so while I have that, I have to grant myself that grace. I also have to grant that grace to other people. And that just goes across the board, not just in fitness.
Right. Especially right now. I've said this many times as I've been out in the world and seen some different scenarios where not necessarily the people we work with, but some folks are not handling the stress as they should, or they might be a little bit, more like me, reclusive, to kind of recharge and get more energy back because things are really stressful still. They're not normal. They probably never will be. And we have to really think about that and take that into consideration because everybody copes differently. And we have to just remember that, especially as we go in to do something fitness related, that it can translate to something else for sure. I'll put you on the spot, Dee, if you're ready.
I think I am.
Can you think of a student, perhaps in your plethora of years doing this, that has forever changed your career as a result of working directly with you?
Oh my goodness. I can think of so many students. I won't put there, not that you guys know them or on blast, but I feel like definitely they all have challenged me on how to present well. And what I say by that is like just to make a welcoming environment for all ages, all levels, all skill set, because I will be completely honest, I walked into a class and completely assumed somebody's ability level by how they looked. And early on, that was changed by two people that I can definitely think of that, looks are very deceiving. And I like to say I make strong women stronger. So there's a lot of people who are walking around with their stories and they're strong and they just need an outlet to be physically strong. And so by creating a welcoming environment from beginning to advanced level, however you want to label it, I feel like has helped me just grow and challenge other people so that when you walk in my class, no matter where you are, you're welcome there. And I feel like there's a couple of people who's helped me grow in that, and just to think from that mentality from the very start versus after the fact, once they're moving, be like, oh, well, here you go. Like, no, let's just put it out there right here and there so that everybody feels welcomed right from the beginning. So, yeah.
That's such a good point, because I talk a lot about, different biases in the fitness industry, and one of which is physical/appearance bias, which many folks have seen in the workplace. But what it looks like in fitness is like when you assume because this person looks like this stature, this physique or whatnot, because of your past experience or because of marketing, perhaps, that we assume, to your point, Dee, that they can do A, B, or C. And I'm very certain that many more students will be very quick to teach us, no, this is what I want. And I like that, honestly, that clients and students are kind of setting the bar for us to be more understanding and empathetic, to say something versus not say something perhaps like before. But it's really important to know that sometimes right now people just want to move because it helps them feel good mentally. And that, we got to throw out those performative, which is what I call it, assumptions that they want to hit this certain mark physically in their workout, when it could just be a win that they woke up and showed up. So it's just something as an industry I think we've just been toiling with for years. And it's really hard for people to not understand that not everybody is caring about losing a COVID-19 or, not understanding that bodies change constantly. I'm noticing that getting into my 40s, like bodies change and we have to embrace that. And just know, okay, let me ask this person, why are you here today? How can I best serve you? Versus assuming is a huge question that we can think about. What about for yourself? Do you have any kind of very big standout stories of somebody who's forever changed your life, Alexis?
Yeah, so I actually have a story. So when I first started teaching at our club, one of the other instructors told me, these students, they're going to want to stay and they're going to want to talk to you after class, and you have to just get out of there. It's your time. Class is over. Go home. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get my stuff and I'm going to go. And I started to learn that that was not the case. That I actually love talking to my students before and after class. Some of them are really shy and they'll message me on social media after class. But I had a student during this whole time period who she gave me a Starbucks little gift card for my birthday. And she had a card in it and it said, thank you so much for offering the classes that you offered before the club opened back up, because I was doing virtual classes, and she came to those and she said that those fitness classes were the highlight of her day. It was the one little escape she had. And so as people started coming back to our club, because I'm teaching mostly in person, but I am teaching some virtual classes still, I found that people are just looking to connect with other people, to have that human interaction. You know, we were talking about camping after class on Monday, you know, with several students, and people were talking about, well, what are you having for dinner tonight? You know, and it's just really nice because it's that community. And it's really important for me as a fitness professional that I make people feel as though they're part of the bigger community. They're not excluded. And that it's a safe place for them, and that, you know, and that it's a welcoming place. So I would say that experience of, you know, fitness has helped me during the last year. That was really important for me to hear.
Yeah, that's really, really impactful, because I know for me, I've learned many lessons from different past, whether it's managers or instructors, of certain things that I was supposed to do. But then at the core of it, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And you have to just make it work for you, because especially like we said right now, people aren't necessarily wanting fitness or wellness for physical reasons. They want them just to feel good. And we have to, I talked about this a lot in different conferences, we have to assume that somebody is giving their all out best for that day. And that day could be different from tomorrow. So we have to trust our clients and our students to know they're giving us their best. And it's our job to take them at face value. And to your point, make it a welcoming space, not one where they can just come and hang out just themselves and we love them in spite of who they are, but one where they can actually be broken or different or have a different nuance of human dimension. And we love them for that, purely because that makes them unique. So it's a shift for sure that I'm hoping the two of you are seeing, and that I know for sure are making those differences in the communities that you're serving. But the podcast that I know that the two of you were doing hits on a lot of these topics. Did you want to I know we've talked about it before, but can you briefly speak about the podcast so that folks can join in, listen in on conversations? Because I know there's been new episodes since then.
Go ahead, Lex.
Oh, no, you go ahead, Dee. I'm talking a lot.
So, yeah, we are the co-host of a podcast called Fit Black Queens podcast. And it actually started because we just felt like Black female fitness professionals just really weren't heard or just recognized. So we share their stories. We have made and done amazing interviews with so many women who not only does fitness, but nutrition as well. And they're making huge impacts in their space, wherever that space may be, whether it be surfing or hiking or running or biking. There's so many things that we all do. And we're just not, I don't know if we're just not recognized or it's just not put out there. So that's what we do. That's what we share. And we share it twice a week on our podcast, where you can hear it anywhere.
Yeah, so definitely follow Fit Black Queens. I know that there's some new episodes and I want everybody to catch. I know for me, I've actually been enjoying having time in a car again on a commute every once in a while. So making sure to feed yourself back all that you put out into the world, and remember that you can learn so much from everybody around you if you stay open to understanding that the goal is not necessarily to sway anybody to be just like you, but to love and embrace those that are most different from you. I want to just say thank you to Dee and Alexis for taking the time to basically hang out with me for a little bit this afternoon before we all have lunch. Just being honest about what I'm thinking about in my brain. The two of you, I know that we have had your name flash up on the bottom, so you can find these two amazing humans on social media and follow along on their journey. It has been a pleasure hanging out with everyone here on this show, and we will be in contact with comments, commentary. You can find me on social media at FittyCat with a K, as I stay in touch with everyone in this group fitness and wellness community. And I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day. Thank you, you two.
Thank you.